Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Jesse's Garage. Boy, I got to tell you, after that last tool haul that we did with the Wizard and also some of that Craftsman, seems like the Wizard was kind of a hit. I had several requests saying, hey, you need to redo that Vise. We want to see the Vise. And so I don't disagree. Man, especially for $5. Can you believe that? $5. And I remember not only did I get that, in fact, I'm going to go show you what else they gave me. I'm going to go get it. I'll be right back here. Okay, so I'm back. I'm out of breath. Man, this thing is heavy. And so while I was at that estate sale, I happened to see a piece of railroad tie down there. And I always wanted one of those just so I can beat on and kind of straighten out some different pieces of metal. And so I asked the lady, I said, hey, how much do you want for that? I didn't see a price on it. She goes, oh, you know what? Just take it. And I thought, what? Really? Because every time I see them on an auction, incidentally, they go anywhere from about $25 on up to about $60, $65. Now this one is kind of rough, but hey, at least I have something to start off with. So before we get into the Wizard Vise, let me show you what the lady gave me here. I don't even know if I can lift it up actually. Oh my goodness. And so this is what she gave me, dust and all. Now it's kind of rough, but my goodness, let's see if I can get it up here. And so this thing is heavy, I got to tell you. But my goodness, I am looking so forward to cleaning this up. I got to put it down. What do you think about that? For free, zero, nada. Man, some days, you just strike gold. $5 Wizard Vise, a free railroad tie, or part of it anyways. And so, man, I was just, or a piece of railroad. And so I was just excited. And so I hope you are too. But anyway, so that'll be coming up in a video maybe. Maybe we'll clean it up. Maybe I'll just do it and just put it away. But anyways, so let's get back to the Wizard Vise. You tell I'm out of breath? Man, I'm fat, aren't I? I need to start exercising or something to do some more. So you guys had put in the comments, hey, can we redo the Wizard Vise? And I just had to tell you, I agree. And so let's redo it today. So we just shot that video a few days ago. It released today. And so this is the very first day it's come out. I agree. Let's get to it. So let me get turned around here and let's kind of take it apart, okay? All right, here we go. Okay, we are back. All right, so if you missed that video where we did this tool haul, one of the finds that we had, what we've been talking about is this Wizard Vise that we have here. And so how cool is that, right? So it has that Wizard logo. I think it just has it on the one side. Yep, and so we're going to try to highlight that and try to make that go. So this thing, it needs a little bit of work. Now you might have seen, this is the one where I kind of felt like he was maybe had something clamped in the jaw and he was trying to cut it and he cut it a little bit too close and he actually cut into the actual jaws themselves. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. We're just kind of get it cleaned up. That's our first stage. So let's start breaking this bad boy apart and then let's just see what we can do here, okay? All right, so the very first thing we're going to do is to go through and unscrew this. And so let's see if I can kind of get this bad boy working. Now, the beautiful part about it is that, man, it unscrews real nice. And so I don't feel any friction like the teeth are worn or anything like that. So that part is really good. So I love that part. All right, I think I got it. Yep, sure enough, we got it. All right, so let's kind of inspect the first part first. So we can see the teeth on here are actually really good, just dirty. So this thing looks like it was probably red at some point. Maybe we'll go back with red. We'll kind of see how that is. So we have our ring that's holding it in place here. So we're going to see what we can do to kind of get that off. And then this will push through and we'll go from there. And then of course, on the jaws, we have these screws. We're going to undo those as well. And so try to take that part off and see if we can kind of get it cleaned up a little bit. And then as you notice here, we got our work cut out for us. because as you can see, this thing is kind of dinged and dented here and there. So we're going to try to grind it down. We're going to try to straighten it up and kind of go from there. Okay, so I got one of my junky old pry bar Craftsman screwdrivers, and I got in here and I pried this washer open just a little bit. So that's what you missed off camera. And then remember these, I got that at that one estate sales, the same as that Wizard Toolbox, the New Britain. And so we're going to use this. Okay, so voila. All right, so we got that apart. And so we got this portion out. And so now we can take a look at it a little bit closer. So we can see it's dirty, dirty, dirty. So we're going to throw that in our bath. And then we're going to see what we can do to kind of get this cleaned up. So in the meantime, be thinking, how do you think we should do this? Probably just polish it all up, do a little bit of bluing, combination that way. So this part is pretty clean. All right, I'm going to have to probably work on that part and put some WD-40 on it perhaps and see if we can get that cleaned up, maybe give me a little bit bigger screwdriver. All right, so we have that. We're going to do the same thing over here. So let me cut away so we're not dragging on this video. See if I can break it apart. I'll be right back. Okay, boy, after a little bit of struggle, I think we finally got it apart. We got this part done. We got the little jaw plate out. We got the swivel base off. So this is the plate that goes inside that jaw. This one here, on the other hand, though, man, I tried and tried and tried, and you can see it's pretty much in there. So I soaked it a little bit. I think I'm going to have to let it soak some more. And actually, what I think I'm going to do is put it all in the ultrasonic cleaner and let the vibration see if it'll break it apart. Okay, here we are at the ultrasonic cleaner. I don't have it on yet, but we're just going to start taking the different pieces and dipping them in there. And you can see some of the steam kind of rolling off. I had it on. It's not quite up to temp, but we'll turn it back on and turn on the ultrasonic portion. And it's going to try to clean all this up. Now, we're still going to have to do a lot of manual work, but at least we can get started with it. So we'll drop that in place. And then, of course, we got this portion that we're going to drop in. Let's see if we can scoot it over here. Wow, that's hot. All right, and then we'll have this part. Scoot that over here. And then we also have the other portion here, the screw I couldn't get out. So let's see if we can kind of get this going in the right place. All right, so got that down. And then we're going to get it up to 60 degrees Celsius, so that'll be about 130 or so for Fahrenheit. And then we're going to turn on the ultrasonic. I'm going to turn it on for about 10 minutes to begin with. And so away we go. I'll pause right here. Okay, so I thought we'd take a break here for just a moment. You might look at this and kind of see how we've come so far. You can see it's got some dings and some bruises and some nicks and all kinds of stuff that way. But overall, it cleaned up pretty nice, though, I think. So we got the swivel base, we got one side, we got the other side. That's here as well. So I think the next step is for me to kind of maybe start grinding on it a little bit, and then trying to see if I can kind of get it to a point where at least these are not as noticeable. Of course, here's my thought, incidentally. So I think I'm going to paint it back to the original color, which I think is red from my research and from the color that was on here. And then I'm going to try to experiment with a little bit of bluing as well. We'll just kind of see how that goes right along there. But as we can kind of see down here, man, those are some pretty deep scratches right in that area there, and even right up here. And so I haven't even looked at the jaws to kind of see how bad it is. But the good news is, man, the Wizard logo and the number is pretty phenomenal. It's still proud, and it is standing out. So anyways, I just thought I'd give you a quick little update, probably go back into some time lapse, so that way you can kind of see me working on it, and then I'll be back. All right, here we go. Okay, so you're probably back with me now. So I did not show the painting process, but I did get it painted up. I did go through and I put some tape here, just to kind of cover some of those. And then I just took my little grinder and I try to polish the metal back up a little bit, which isn't perfect, but I'm going to try to touch up this spot real quick. And then we got some touch-ups to do. So I got it right here in the light. I think I want to try to touch up that. So let me try to do that real quick. All right, so that kind of gives you an idea. Notice that I tapped this over here, so I'm going to have to clean that up. So my thought is I'm going to try to paint the center of this black. So I wanted to try to highlight this. So I could either just leave it red, and I still may do that. We'll see how it goes. Might be just a little bit too tedious to get inside this area here for the black. I don't know. And so we'll kind of give it a little bit of a try and see how that goes, I guess. And then kind of see from there. Let me try to polish this back up just a little bit more real quick. Okay, so this is kind of the look we're after. So what do you think? Red, black? I don't know. I'm kind of torn a little bit. The reason why I'm thinking about black over here and seeing if this will pop is because I went ahead and blued the pieces that kind of come in here. Let's just try it out. If I don't like it, then we'll just come back and redo it. So I may need to get a little bit of a finer brush here, but let's see if we can make this happen. And I may need to come back in here and probably am going to need to come back here and polish this back up, I guess. So we'll just let that sit for a little while, and then we'll come back. Okay, and we are back. Now, okay, here's where we're at. I went through, and just to give you an idea, we polished this portion up here. Now remember, this thing was in rough condition here. And so we polished that all up. It still has a couple of nicks inside here. The front of it came clean. But remember, this side was pretty far gone, so man, couldn't do much with that. And then this one over here, you'll notice that we blued this. So we did the red, did a little bit of polish, we did a little bit of bluing. And then as we look at this piece right over here, here's what we did here. Now remember all these little marks here from when they cast this or whatever they did in that regard to create this little vise. It wasn't perfect, and so instead of me grinding it down so it's perfectly flat, I would have lost some of that definition. I didn't want to do that. And so I painted the inside of this black, painted the rest of it red, obviously, and then I just took a little bit of polish on this portion here just to kind of highlight that. And so I'm sure this is not the way it came, but as we go through and we look at it again, so this one is pretty doggone nice here. So now let's go ahead and see what we can do to kind of put this bad boy together. And so This part is going to slide right in here, I believe. And so let's see if we can get it going. There it goes. And then we have our screw that's going to come in through here. So hopefully we're getting this on camera here. So kind of get that started. In fact, I'm going to scoot it this way just so I can kind of get this screw going in the right direction here. There we go. So we got it started. Now, before I screw it all the way in, you know what I didn't do? Doggone it. And so I'm going to have to unscrew this here for just a second. So I'll probably cut away and come right back. Okay, so I'm back. So this is that little washer that I forgot to put in there. So let's see if we can get this bad boy back in here for just a moment and get this screw started. And then remember the reason why the washer is there, obviously you guys probably know this already, but the reason why that washer is there is because we want to put it right up here towards this section here because that's what's going to push this jaw back, right? And so we want to make sure that we get that going about as good as we can. So let me grab a pair of pliers here, kind of close that up as much as we can. There we go, just like that. All right, so now when we go to open or close this thing, this jaw will go right along with it, just like that, just like the way we want it to be. All right, so we got that part in place. So we love that. And incidentally, this screw and this portion right here, we blued this. So we blued this, and so now we got a combination between the black, the bluing, the polish, the red, and then of course we have this piece here. Now I haven't had a chance. I did buy a piece of steel rod, and my plan is I'm going to take this off, although I didn't have time to do it today, but I'm going to cut this off, and then I'm going to replace it, and then I have an idea. So this will be a future video to show you how I can repair this. And so, but for right now, we're just going to put it back on. All right, so now we have that. Let's go through and see if I can get this closed up just a little bit. And it's closing just like nothing. It's easy peasy. So we love that. Man, it's a pretty little vise in it. So I'm very, very happy I got this little wizard vise, especially for $5, if you remember. All right, so we have that part there. Now you can kind of see it from this angle, how it starts to stick out over here. Man, really pretty, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to set this aside for just a moment. We got the swivel base that we're bringing in, and so our swivel base is going to be like this. I had this sitting on here, so we're going to go through and see if we can get this kind of back in place just a little bit. Now, with that, I did buy some new bolts, and so this is the one that's going to go for the swivel. This is the one that's going to go to hold this the vise onto the swivel base. And so we'll just kind of tilt this over for just a little bit, and let's see if I can kind of get this bolt started through here first of all. Okay, so now let's put this back on, and let's see what we can do. So we don't need a lot in here. We just need to be able to get it just a little bit, just get it started here. All right, so there's our project that we have. And so now we have our little vise that we have. So I'll be right back into the camera, and then let's see where we go, okay? All right, we are back. So we got it all put back together. So hopefully you'll be able to give us an idea what you think. So this is how it turned out. So you might notice we did the bluing on this portion here, which is a nice contrast. That kind of blends in with that logo that we put in place there, that wizard portion there. Now the casting on this is just, it wasn't smooth by any means, and so I just kind of left it rough, actually. And so because this thing was so badly damaged, remember they cut into the sides of it all, and you can even see on top here, it's not perfect by any means, but the screw and the slide is actually blued as well. And so actually, I think it turned out real pretty compared to the way it was. Remember in the beginning of the video? So that's our little wizard vise. And incidentally, the model number on here is Wizard 4H4836. Wizard 4H4836. And so I'll see if I can look up a date maybe and put that into the description as to when it was made. But there you go. That's our vise. We redid it. And so it took me a few days because, my goodness, that required a lot of work to be able to put that together. I know I didn't do it as good as maybe some of you guys, specifically Nigel out there. He's a big vise guy. And so, but hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you think it turned out good. If this is your first time here, please hit subscribe. We'd love to have you join the channel. That just makes us very happy. Make sure if you like the video, you hit the like button. And then, of course, tell us what you think. Put it in the comments below, good or bad. And so remember, I'm open to suggestion. You just got to be nice. Remember that. But anyways, other than that, I think we're good to go. We look so forward to visiting with you soon. Until next time, we'll see you on the next video.